Hello, my sweet soul sisters and brothers. I am Mindy, and I just started this wonderful video, and I get to start it again because it didn't work out so well the first time. So, here we are today, this beautiful Friday, and I want to share with you some information about how we transform ourselves when we get stuck. And you, my dear soul sisters and brothers, my friends, you know that energy is real. A lot of people go through life with no clue about like what's really going on. They just assume that their tight muscles are because of how their posture is, which is true, and there's an emotional energetic connection to it as well. And so we are going to be uncovering some of the symptoms of what it looks like to have stuck energy in your body, in your mind, in your emotions, in your heart. And then I'm going to give you 6 awesome, simple tools you can use today to help you move that stuck energy. Nothing too complicated, very simple, very practical practices for you to use anywhere, anytime that you need it. Okay, so what happens when we have blocked energy? Well, like I said, it can affect your mind, how you're thinking. It can show up as doubts, as fears, as worries, or you playing over and over and over the same conversation that you just had 100 times trying to solve that problem. It can be from buried or repressed emotions, something that you have neglected to fully embrace, encounter, learn from, and clear. So, repressed emotions are a big part of feeling stuck energy or blocked energy in your body. And it can also manifest as roadblocks and as obstacles in your outer field, in your outer life. And it can really show up as problems in your life. But remember, as we've talked about in the past, problems and obstacles are only of your perception. All the circumstances of your life are really neutral. It is the mind that colors it, positive or negative, good or bad. Okay? So it can zap you of your energy, it can zap you of your motivation, and even suffer through the quality of your life. Your whole life can suffer when you're feeling blocked, dense energy. All right. So, how does this show up? How do you know that you've got blocked energy? Well, it shows up in pretty much countless ways, but let's go through some of the more common ones. It can look like you just getting by, getting by to get along, just going through the motions, not feeling excited or supported or ready to take on life at all. Okay. It can show up as low self esteem, where you're not valuing yourself, where your self worth has been diminished so much by others and by you believing those other people. So it can show up as low self worth and you not valuing your importance in this world. It can look like not holding boundaries. That's one of the ways our lack of value or worthiness shows up as you having zero boundaries and saying yes when you really want to say no and saying no when you really want to say yes. It can show up as apathy and confusion. Anybody feel confused about what is going on in the world right now? Okay. It can show up as feeling alone on your path. There's so many of us out there who religion really just didn't work for, but we know that there's a spirit out there. There is a connecting universal principle. Some call it God, some call it universe. There's so many different names for it. It doesn't matter what your name is. You know that is true, that it's real, and that it has a purpose in your life, and you're connected to it. Okay? But when you are feeling stuck, you forget that. You feel lost. You feel alone because you don't have a church to go to. You don't have a community that's really supporting this aspect of who you are. It can show up as feeling lazy, like you're listening to your guides, you hear the divine, but you just don't have any energy or desire to do what they're telling you to do, right? It can also just be showing up as lazy, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do the laundry again, okay? It can be a loss of passion, like Maybe you're an entrepreneur or a lawyer and you loved your job for so long. I mean, that's why you got into it. You had such passion for it. And now you've lost that passion. You've lost the connection to the why you are doing what you're doing. It can feel disconnected from your highest self, but also disconnected from others. It can be lack of purpose, lack of drive. You have lost, or maybe you feel like you've never found what your divine purpose is. And so therefore you don't have any drive to do anything. Because what you're doing now, whatever your job is or whatever, it feels like it has no meaning to it. It can show up as feeling like you've lost your creativity, unexplained pain in the body. It can show up as too many emotions, like they're ruling your life, not just dulled emotions and negated emotions, but on the other side of the spectrum, you can feel stuck in a repetitive pattern of too many emotions. Like grief is an easy one to get stuck into. All right. It can be general resistance to just wanting to do anything, resistance to life. It can be feeling stuck and lost, unmotivated, no certainty in what you're doing, that what you're doing is right, that it's having any effect on you or other people, that you're just uncertain in the practices that you're doing, the rituals that you've got established for yourself. Is this getting me where I want to go? All right. So, it can show up so many different ways, and that's just the beginning of the list, okay? Now, what are you going to do about it? When you start to recognize that you have stuck energy, what are you going to do about it? Okay? My first and go-to tool is just take a moment when you actually realize that you are stuck, that there's something stuck in you, in your body, in your mind, in your heart, in your field. Take a really deep breath. Take a really deep breath. I was just listening to this really cool podcast. Let me see if I can pull it up so I can share it with you guys. It's the Ed Milet Show, and specifically the one with Dr. Andrew Huberman. Okay, and it's all about how the brain works. And he was sharing that a breath where you take 2 inhales and a long exhale is a really good interrupt, a physical interrupt to help your mind get back into a pattern that is supportive for you. So it looks like this. And just taking a couple of those can actually reset you into a better mindset. Crazy. The physiology really is connected to our emotional and mental patterns. Okay, so whether it's just an amazing big deep breath, or it's that quick 2 inhales and a slow exhale, that is going to really make a big difference and give you a little space to see things more clearly. All right, next is when you have the space and the time, whether it's early in the morning or at night when you come home or at the end of your day, or maybe you have a cool lunch break in the middle of the day, sit and meditate for a few minutes. 3 minutes minimum, 10 minutes even better. If you've got more time, awesome, but don't overcommit. Don't say, I'm going to meditate 3 times a day for 30 minutes every time, and then it's like a struggle just to sit down one time for 10 minutes, okay? Set expectations and goals that are realistic for you right now, and you can always bump them up later, but make it a number that you can't say no to. Okay, so sit and meditate. So I can't say no to 3 minutes of meditation because everybody can find 3 minutes in a day to meditate, all right? But maybe that's 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 9, 10. What's your I can't say no to number for meditating? And honestly, meditation is much more powerful when you do it regularly and consistently rather than trying to use it as a tool to access when you need it only. It is a much more powerful, potent tool to use on a daily basis that sets a baseline for you rather than, oh, I'm feeling so stressed out, I need to go meditate. Okay? Use it when you need to meditate, but it's so much more powerful if you are consistent and dedicated to it. Okay, so that's number 2. We've had breathe and meditation. And the cool thing, you can actually combine those two. All right, now number 3 is inquire within yourself. What the hell is going on in here, body? Why am I stuck? What is it that's stuck in me? What am I not acknowledging? What part of me do I need to look at today to help me get unstuck? Ask yourself really good questions. Like if your friend came to you and told you exactly what you're going through, what kinds of questions would you ask your friend to help them move through their stuckness? That's the curiosity and the inquiry you want to use on yourself to help yourself get unstuck. You really can use the mind to unstuck the mind, okay? I don't care what any neuroscientist says or anybody else. The mind is a phenomenal freaking, I tried to say freaking phenomenal, and I said phenomenal or something. It is a phenomenal tool to use to expand your consciousness. The brain has 10% conscious. What if you accessed 1 more percent of your brain? You have access to it. It's your brain. You can do it. Tap into those unconscious patterns that are going on and learn about yourself. You are the coolest project you will ever work on. Okay? So number 3 is inquire with yourself. Figure out what's going on. Ask yourself really good questions to uncover what's really stuck and what's really problem. All right? Cool one. Music. Turn on your favorite tunes that'll get you moving, and that kind of combines with number 4 or 5, which is movement. You can use the music to help you move, to dance, to go for a walk, to go for a run, to just stretch your arms in ridiculous ways, and to move your body, to stand up out of your chair. Maybe do some yoga postures, whatever you need. Don't fall over when you're doing it. Take some time. But really let yourself get going and get moving. And if that feels really awkward, that's okay. When you want to become a new person, when you want to get unstuck, you've got to do something that'll get you unstuck. You've got to be the person you've never been before, or maybe the person you know yourself to be. So let yourself use the music, whatever kind of music soothes and excites your soul, whatever you need. Go ahead and use that music. There's all kinds out there, and music is an amazing state change amplifier, okay? So then move. Last one is move that we've covered, okay? It really does affect your body. If you're just sitting in a chair stuck on a computer all day long, every day, and you're barely moving, it does cause energy to get stuck in you. So go ahead and take a few moments to move your body, to stand up, to go for a quick walk, to get out into the sunshine, and allow your body to move the energy that it's holding on to, okay? And the last one, so let me just recap. We've got number 1, breathe. Number 2 is meditate. Number 3, do some inquiry within yourself. You can even use that in your meditation. Number 4, music. Again, you can use that in your meditation. And number 5 is move your body, reset it, get big. If you're feeling hunched and stuck, spread it out, okay? And then lastly is get an advocate. Really tap into the resources you have and allow yourself, if you really want to make big movement and getting unstuck and really moving into 2021 with power, your innate power, not forcing through doing more, but by being in your essence and knowing who you are, knowing and owning your full potent power. Get an advocate, get a coach who can really help you move from where you're at to where you want to go. And for me, I am a spiritual coach. That is how I work, and that spiritual coaching can help you with your job, with your family, with your health. But if you really need a health coach to help you lose some weight, and that's what you want to focus on, go get a health coach. If you need to get your business on track, go get a business coach. If you want to fix your relationship with your spouse or find the love of your life, get a relationship coach. All right, find the advocate that can help move you from where you're feeling stuck to what your dream is, to what your heart is calling for. If you want to make a bigger impact in this life, if you are ready to answer the call of the soul and the heart and really shine your light bigger and brighter and own all of you, to own your spiritual gifts, to shine them out into the world and to show the world what it looks like to be in full alignment with your highest self and living in alignment with your highest purpose, that's what I can help you with. That has so much potency that really does affect all those other areas of your life in a very positive way. But if that's something that you want, go out and find the coach that really is willing to be your advocate. And the really cool thing about the way I work is that I'm not just a coach, but I'm also a teacher. So my programs combine education to help expand your mind and open you up to bigger possibilities, and then to put all of those tactics in place, use them in your life, make them a potent aspect of who you are, and have the accountability of a coach at the same time. Whoa, it's amazing. I love what I get to do and how I help this world see so much more that's available to all of you. All right, so I hope this really helped today. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat. If you took away something, a distinction that says, oh my gosh, that made so much sense, I really recommend that you put it in the chat below so that you can anchor that in, and what you're learning will help somebody else learn as well. So share that love and let it have a ripple effect on each other, on this community. Okay? I love you. I love you. I hope you have a phenomenal weekend. And don't forget to breathe, meditate, inquire with who you are, why you're stuck. Get some awesome music on, and then move your body. And if you are excited about all these things and want more, schedule a breakthrough call with me. It's super easy. My schedule is open for next week. It's super easy, mindyarbuckle.com/talk. And we will see if working together is right. But first of all, we're going to get you really clear on what's not working, where you are stuck for sure, and then where you might want to go. What is that dream in your heart? Okay. I love talking with women just like you. You're so amazing. And my brothers, answer the call here, write a comment, and share with me what you're learning. All right? Mwah! So much love to you. Have a phenomenal weekend. Talk to you next week.